What's up, you guys? All right, well, here we are. We've made it to the end of the week. Oh, frog. Got a nice frog here. So I'm out by the pond, as you guys can see, and well, I just finished my worst day in over a week, and I guess we knew this was going to happen at some point. You know, can't have $20,000 a day every day for forever. But yeah, I'm finishing today up only $4,400. Hertz was the biggest winner. You know, it's Friday, and Hertz is 142 million share float stock, trading with over 200 million shares of volume. It's had a lot of volume, but it actually has been trading in a fairly narrow range since the market has opened, mostly between like 280 and 330. So I took a couple trades in that range and made some money, but I just didn't feel like I was really able to get it dialed in, and we weren't getting big breakouts or anything like that. So, and I actually stopped today after having 3 consecutive losers. I had 3 consecutive losses, and I was like, all right, that's it. I gotta shut it down. So I was up 5,900 and gave back a little profit, up 4,400, but you know, that's still 109,000 on the week, which is incredible. The market generally is still pretty hot. Having 3 gappers this morning up over 100% is an indicator of that. But yeah, today was a little bit slower, and we're at a point now coming up on almost 11 a.m. where honestly, even if I wanted to keep trading, there's really nothing that looks good right now, and that, you know, that might change in a little bit. You know, we might end up seeing, you know, we might see some stocks open up and see some nice opportunities, but at the moment, it seems like we're kind of having a period of rest and it's slowing down. So I'm just easing off the throttle. My kind of opinion on it is I've got better things to do than sit and watch a sideways market on Friday. Right? It's Friday. I wish it was a little sunnier out, but that's okay because I got to jump into the Warrior Pro classes. So starting right at 11 a.m., I'm going to jump back over there and we're resume classes for students that are part of our summer school program. Haven't heard of the summer school program, you say? Well, that's crazy because I've been talking about it every day. But in any case, check out the link right down below. Summer school started on Monday. So those of you guys who are thinking about registering, you can register, you can log in. You're 8 chapters behind. It's about 30 chapters that we'll be teaching this month. So you've missed the first 8, but you'll be able to watch all the recordings. So you can actually catch up over the weekend, chapters 1 through 8, or 1 through 7. Well, we're teaching 8 today, so 1 through 8. And then back on Monday when we get back into it, you'll just be jumping right in. So I encourage you, if you want to be part of the summer school program, if you want to learn a little bit more about my strategy, how I navigate the markets, check out that link below and join us for summer school. So I'm going to be doing some workout here once I finish class. I actually, I hurt my wrist yesterday, like moving one of these rocks, and I was kind of bummed out about it. So I'm going to try to take it a little easy, but I am going to come out here and get some work done. It's important to have things that you do outside of trading that give you the ability to sort of decompress a little bit. And, you know, being in the market, trading is obviously so, you know, so looking at these, the numbers, it can just get you really like kind of stress headaches. I mean, I get them sometimes, and maybe not everyone does, but I certainly do. So getting out of the office, getting into sort of this nice space with all of this greenery. Now this might be an urban legend, but I've heard that humans can see more shades of green than any other color. How many shades of green do you see on this guy? Ooh, look at him. Oh, he's looking sharp. Oh, and look at that guy. He's looking really good today. Looking good, bud. All right. So that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoy the recap, and do check out the links for summer school if you're thinking about getting into it and you want to learn a little bit more. I'd love to have you, and we've got a great group right now, and we're going to be continuing summer school. So get in there, and hopefully I'll see you on Monday morning. All right, again, if you have a moment, hit that subscribe button and thumbs up for the video, because that's how you tell YouTube that this is a video worth watching. All right, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I'll see you on Monday. right, everyone. So we're going to do midday market recap here, finishing the morning up $4,445.47 and finishing with 3 consecutive losers to end the morning. I was up about 5,900 before having a loss on FRSX of 800, TUP of 400, and Hertz of 300. So I gave back about $1,600 of profit off of my high of day, which is acceptable. I was actually questioning whether or not I needed to walk away after those 3 losses because I was still up 4,400. And perhaps if we saw a good setup unfold on Hertz, I might have been able to take another trade on it. My last trade on Hertz was actually a long right here, buying this sort of pullback at 313. I was looking for it to hold the VWAP and then break through this consolidation, the top resistance level of 325 for possibly a retest of 348, maybe 360, 370, 380. That ended up being my $300 loser. 10,000 shares, 3-cent loss, which is not bad. My biggest winner on it was earlier in the morning when I took a dip trade. It was we had a double bottom right here, which I bought 15,000 shares of. Double bottom support right here and sold as it came back up towards 3. And I had another trade on it this morning right here, first candle to make a new high. So a couple nice setups on it. Dip trades being easier than breakout trades, but ultimately the biggest move was pre-market, and it didn't trade pre-market. It had more than enough volume, but I just didn't, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. So I didn't trade it. You know, in part, I suppose the bankruptcy headline is a little, I just felt like the upside potential was very limited. You know, I was like, how high is this really going to go? They're announcing they're going into bankruptcy protection. You know, it's not going to go back to $20. So I just kind of scraped a little bit of profit, off of this stock. So Hertz ended up being the biggest winner with 2,300 total. ENT, I did take a trade on this off the high day momentum scanner at the open. It was a continuation setup for anticipating a break of the previous day's high. It didn't end up breaking out and holding that level. So it popped up here for a second and pulled back. That was $1,000. GNUS. Had 2 trades on this. One, let's see. Actually, no, it was just one trade. It was first 1 minute pullback right here at 6. That was the entry. And then actually, I think I did a dip trade on it around somewhere in this area. So a little bit on GNUS, XSPA. This one was a gapper. It was looking interesting. It sold off at the open. I tried 2 trades on it, a breakout right here, and I think there was one other one. Anyways, you can see how high volume on the false breakout candles, just not holding up really well. LK, this one, my first trade on was a loss. The second one made back the loss. On my first trade, I tried to buy this dip right here at about 629 to anticipate it ripping back up through the highs. I stopped out at about 610 for, it was like a $900 loss. It then dips down here. I got long on the tap of the VWAP, the volume weighted average price, and then sold as it popped back up through here. So made back the loss, got myself green, but only by $700. TUP, this one hit the high day Momo scanner, got halted. I tried to buy the dip on resumption, got in at 65, looking for it to rip back through the highs. Again, stopped out on that one, did not try to buy the VWAP, just left it alone. FRSX, I did a breakout trade on. The breakout was buying right down here for the first candle to make a new high. That was a false breakout, stopped out, took the loss. And that's it. So 6 stocks I traded, 2, 4, 6, 7 stocks, $4,445.47. Lots of 4s on the P&L today. And it's the first day since last Tuesday that I've made less than $10,000 in one day. So I'm not going to say that it's discouraging. I'm not discouraged. But I was thinking that today might be a little slower. And so this morning, I was up a little on the early side. I had some things to do. I had an errand to run. So I drove downtown, came back up. I got here right around like 8:45, and I was sort of feeling like, all right, well, I definitely am not trading pre-market. I'm kind of just coming in a little later than usual. So as I looked at the gap scanner, I was kind of like, I don't know, this doesn't look great. The leading gapper hurts. I mean, it's nice, but man, that's 142 million share float, and the catalyst is that they just filed for bankruptcy. Second gapper, FRSX pre-market, already looked like it was coming back down, and it's a cheaper stock at $2. So, as I was going through, I was like, I don't know, an XSPA, it's already got 27 million shares of volume pre-market. I feel like it's going to be choppy. And in fact, that was the case today. So that's fine. Sometimes you need a day of rest in the market to let traders, kind of digest the action of the last few days and start to get hungry for the next opportunity. And I think today, people probably said, you know what? It's been a phenomenal week. Probably the best way to end the week would be to go into the weekend with just a small green day. The last thing you want to do on a Friday is take a big haircut and have a big loss. So I never went red today. My first trade was on ENT, and I was up 1,100 on that, then hurt. So I just pretty much went into the green today, but I didn't have any big winners. Lots of base hits. And that's fine. You can make $4,000 with base hits, and it's still a great day. So as of, yesterday, my P&L on the month was $104,000 gross profit. So with today, that will be $109,000 gross profit in the last 5 days. Average winners, $1,300. Average losers, $344. My average losers might go down a little bit today. The number might go up, that is, from this loss and the loss on LK, but we'll see. Accuracy is probably going to go down a little bit after today because I had at least, 1, 2, 3, 4 losses, if not maybe 5. So, a couple more losses today, but all things considered, I've already hit my first profit target for the month, which was $100,000. My best month of all time is $225,000 gross profit. That was last month. My second best month of all time was, I believe, 125 or 130,000 in gross profit. That was January 2018, right as sort of the cryptocurrency. We were just seeing this bubble in November and December where I had 2 really good months, and then January was incredible. So at this point, this is looking really good to be my second best month of all time. And I just need to, I guess at this point, stay disciplined. I've got 5 green days. I need to be green every single day until the 19th in order to break a new consecutive green day hot streak, which is previously set at 56 days. So today is day 45. I need, day 45 or 647. Yeah, so these 10 more days to get me up to day 56. So that's the goal right there. And if Monday the market is a little slow and I take it, a little slow to get started and I only make $2,000 or $3,000, that's still a fantastic day. Having green days that are just small green days in between these big $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 days is totally okay. I do think today that if I had continued trading and continued trying to be aggressive with maybe the thought of I want to make at least 10,000, I think I probably would have given back maybe even the rest of my profit. It seems at this point like even if I wanted to keep trading, there's not really a lot that's looking good right now. There's a couple things popping up, but we're seeing false breakouts, popping up then selling off. So I think that this is probably a good place to call it a day. And you're right. I mean, relatively speaking, $4,000 is not a small green day. If I go back to, the month of April, the best day of the week here was 2,900. I didn't, had a couple $4,000 days in a row. This was a really nice week. This was a nice week, but, $4,000 days were like really solid. We're just in a market right now where we're getting a little spoiled, where for me, a $4,000 day is kind of a small green day, and anywhere from 15 to 25 is like nice. And I'm still looking for that day where everything comes together. I step up to the plate and I can, put together a $50,000 day. ABIO was the last one that I feel like I had a good shot at, and I sort of screwed it up. This was the day that I was up 48,000, and then I had a couple of trades that instead of doing dip trades, I bought breakouts. They ended up being false breakouts, and then I got some big losses as a result. And then I felt like I needed to stop trading rather than risk giving back more profit. But when you have a stock that goes from pre-market $7 up to 13, 14, I made 40,000. Then I made another 8,000 through this move, and then I think on this red candle, I lost like $5,000. So I dropped back down. I tried to get back in up here, stopped out a second time, and then I didn't go back to it. And I think that's an opportunity you don't see every day, and I don't feel like I fully capitalized on it. But that's okay. We'll get another one. It's only a matter of time before we get another stock that does another 300-400% intraday move. So when it comes, I'm going to try to really capitalize on it and do better than I did last time. It's not. I mean, for me at least, it's a competition inside me to try to be the best that I possibly can, to try to be better than I was before. And, the money is kind of the measurement of how well you did in some ways, although you can obviously make money and it was pure luck, or it was a crazy, risky, stupid trade and you just made money on it. And obviously, if that's the case, that's not going to sustain through a career. So I'm at a point where, if I really am in the zone and I'm just like totally dialed in on a stock and I'm really crushing it, that's where I'm going to have some really good profit. It's not going to be just reckless risk taking. It's going to be very measured risk taking. And, I think that at the end of the day, when I look back on how I did, I sometimes will say, man, I could have done better. And, one example today on Hertz, for what it's worth, I bought this dip down here at 80. I took a starter at 87, and then I added at 82. The stop was around 79, 75 maybe. So I had a pretty tight stop on about 10 cents. It then pops back up here, first candle to make a new high, up to 93. And because I had been red from my first entry at 87, I said, you know what? My cost basis is like 84. I'm just going to get out at 92, 93. I'm just going to take it off the table. So I took it off the table. And then it pops up here to 305. And I was like, oh man, an extra 10 cents. That's annoying. 315, 320. And so I actually left almost 30 cents on the table by selling too soon. And what was the indicator to sell? On the 1 minute, you don't really see it. But on maybe a 10-second chart, which is not something that I was looking at, but is something that can kind of reflect what you would be visually seeing in the level 2, this was where I got in. All right, so now it can be a little more clear why I sold where I sold. I sold right here after this red candle. It hit a high and then pulled back. And then it popped right back up. So I got faked out. And I was a starter long here and then added right here. So that's where I was in, and my stop was basically the low of this pullback just down here. And yeah, I sold the whole thing right there, and then it goes up that much further. So I could have done a little better on this, but at the same time, the strategy of taking profit quickly is a good strategy when you're having a day where you feel like the market's not really hot and not really cooperating, because you may have examples where, I don't know, you take a trade, and if you don't take profit off the table, it ends up becoming a loser. So I'm walking away green, but still, humbled by the fact that the market is a puzzle every day, and it's not one that I don't know if there's ever such a thing as, a perfect, like perfectly solving the puzzle. It's a puzzle where there's a lot of different ways you can solve it, and there's a lot of different outcomes in terms of, your reward or, your penalty of how much you pay if you lose. And so you could, I guess, compare 15 or 20 people and say, okay, well, this person solved the puzzle the best because they made the most money, but there's a million different ways you can solve it. So every single day, it's kind of that's what's so captivating about trading, is that every day is a new day, a new opportunity to try to solve that puzzle. And truly, when I go to bed at night, I'm just like, I can't wait to fall asleep. So when I wake up, I can get ready to trade. So this is actually one of the worst days of the week for me, because tomorrow is Saturday and I'm not gonna be able to trade. Sunday, it's gonna be a disaster. I'm just gonna sit around all day waiting for the market to open. And then finally, Sunday night, I'll get to go to bed early so I can wake up and it'll be Monday morning. And then that's a good thing. I mean, that means you really love your job. You love what you do. And it's not a job. If you really love it, it doesn't feel like work at all. Coming in here and trading every single day is a joy. Obviously, there are periods where it's a little bit, where it's stressful. And that's when, I have, or anyone has a period of losses, or, you're coming in, you're doing the same thing you do every day, but man, it is just not working. You're just not making money. And that happened to me back in the end of February going into March. And I had 6 red days in a row, the longest red streak I've ever had in my entire career. And it just happened basically a month before the longest green streak I've ever had. But sometimes that happens. Sometimes you need to get punched in the face and, fall down really, really hard in order to shake things up and be like, okay, you know what I've been doing hasn't been working. I need to change something. And so I started making changes in March to address that frustration from February. And there were a couple things I did. One was hiding my P&L. So while I was trading, I wasn't looking at it. And the reason that I have that covered there is because I'm not wanting to show real-time market data, because you guys haven't, some of you streaming this haven't paid for the real-time market data. So this I have to pay for. So I don't want to, you're not really supposed to share it with people that didn't pay for it. So I just hide it like that. But in any case, so one of the changes was hiding the P&L. So while I'm trading, I'm not staring at the number. I will glance at it sometimes, but not always. Sometimes after a winner, I'm like, where am I at? Okay, good, fine. Or after a loser, I'll be like, how bad was it? Okay, not too bad. And then I keep trading. But I don't stare at it. That's one kind of change that I made. And then the other was getting more comfortable with buying dip trades and pullback trades. And that was based on something that I learned through the market crash in March. So I learned something through that experience that has helped me really turn a new leaf here, starting, I guess, really in April in earnest, but the last week of March was not bad either. So got Chipmunk running across the deck out there. I think... I'm as I said yesterday, I'm trying to get a little bit better at identifying them just by their patterns. Oh, he's run off there, but that one's Captain Red Bottom, and I can identify him because he's got like a really red hindquarters, like super, like very like orangey red chipmunk, and then the front is totally gray. So yeah, that's Captain Red Bottom. He just was ripping up that way and back up through the stone wall. So we'll check on him later. But I will, we're gonna switch gears. Warrior Pro students, we're gonna jump into class here. So those of you guys who have not already gotten into the summer school, don't worry. We've gotten through right now up to chapter 8 of what is in total 30 chapters of content. So we are still very early on, and classes from this week will be available, I believe, by early next week for you guys to stream. So those who signed up today, you could rewatch classes, chapters 1 through 8, even over the weekend. You could just rewatch the last live classes I taught, and then jump right in on Monday. All right, so I hope to see you guys in summer school. Those of you guys watching on YouTube and Facebook, hope you guys hit this recap with a thumbs up and are subscribed to the channel, and I will see you. I might tune in live over the weekend. We'll see, never know. But I'll definitely be back on Monday morning and looking for a 47th consecutive green day. All right, I'm gonna pop up my disclaimer here on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll see you guys on Monday.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Help us hit 750,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button, and stay tuned and check out some of my other awesome uploads right here on YouTube.